So I thought I'd do a little bit of a show and tell. I often get asked many requests for flashlight collection videos. I really don't have that many flashlights. I know, that's hard to believe. I mean, I guess maybe I do, but that aside, I have basically the ones you see in the videos. There's like 2 standbys, and every now and then I throw this one in and maybe one other one, but that's really about it. But what I do have several of is hats, and I do get a lot of comments about my hat. So I thought I'd share some of my hats with you. Now we're gonna start with obviously this one. I have basically 2 hats that are my most worn hats. This one, which is pretty much almost every single day, I wear this hat. And then I have another hat that's like my good hat. That's in nicer shape that I wear like, I don't know, on the weekends and stuff, kind of. This hat actually is my second one of this. I don't know where the first one is. I might. No, I don't. I actually think I threw it out a couple months ago because I found it in the garage, like buried underneath a whole bunch of stuff. It was in really rough shape. It was given to me by a friend who works for Eaton. And I wore that just like this every day for years, and it was in very rough shape. And I asked him, hey, because I looked around online trying to find another hat similar. I couldn't find one. I said, hey, by any chance, could you get me another hat? And he goes, I got one more and that's it. And he goes, they don't make them anymore. And so he dropped it off at my house for me, which is this one, which was probably around 10 or 11 years ago. So I've had this hat for that long. And it's getting really rough again. So I will need to eventually here switch to a new everyday hat. Especially after this weekend. I did some staining of the deck, and there's little splatters all over it. They're really hard to see, but in person you can see them. I don't know if you can see them. Like little orange flecks. It was a cedar color stain. But one thing, you can see how worn this hat is. For one, it no longer has the covering over the top of the button. It actually is very almost threadbare. It is threadbare in spots along the top. I mean, right there, it's basically almost gone. For years, the brim has completely pulled apart, and like pieces fall out of it. I think the only like pieces left is here where the fish hook holds it kind of together. You see chunks missing out of it. It says Eaten across the back there too. The inside, it's rough. It's definitely in rough shape. But it's one of the most comfortable hats I've ever owned. So I do really like this hat. But unfortunately, because of how rough it is getting and how worn it is, I do think I'm going to have to retire it very soon. My wife actually made mention of it earlier today. Oh, it says Eaton.com right there across the brim too. It's kind of hard to see because it's so old. It's a real tree camouflage pattern, real tree hardwoods. And I've just never been able to find a similar hat. So let's move on. My other, like I said, my good hat currently is this one. My plain black Under Armour hat. Basically plain black. It's just got the UA logo and Under Armour across the rear. This hat was given to me by my parents for Christmas 2 years ago, maybe? Year or two ago. I can't remember. But pretty basic hat. I do wear a lot of Under Armour often. But even this is, it's getting scuffed up and worn. But, it's got the white logo on black. Fitted, or the new style of fitted hat where it's a little bit stretchy. It is a very comfortable hat. It's just not as worn and like just, it's a little stiffer because I don't wear it quite as often, but it's still comfortable. And once I've got it on for a few seconds, I kind of forget that it's a different hat on. What hat are you wearing? Oh, okay. So that's my second hat. Like I said, my quote-unquote good hat. My previous good hat, one I was wearing on the weekends and whatnot before I got this one, was this one. Another Under Armour hat, but this time camouflage. It's really only camouflage on the front of it. The rest of it's kind of just brown. It's got Under Armour in orange, got the UA in orange, fish hook on it. I never did transfer the fish hook to this one. I don't know why. But, and this one's still in pretty good shape. It's pretty comfy. It's probably a little less stiff than this one, because I did have it for a few years. And about the same, really. And it's a little more worn on the sides. The brim is still just about the same stiffness. Just not quite as worn in as my other hat. But the material is much more smooth on this one than this one. This one's got more of a textured kind of look to it. And this one's a little smoother. Again, the fitted stretch fit, whatever it's called. I don't know, is that what it's called? Stretch fit. So I might turn this one as my new everyday hat. We'll see. That's a possibility. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, unless I find something else. I do have other hats, but I got one other one that maybe. So actually, I'll show you that one now. This one I got a few years ago. I don't even 5, 6 years ago. I don't know. Quite a while ago. Again, I think a Christmas present from my parents. Somebody gave it to me. I'm pretty sure it was my parents, but I'm not. I think so. Anyway, it is basically a plain green hat. Duluth Trading Company. It is not a flex fit, not a fit hat like the other ones, but Neither's my Eaton. My Eaton has a Velcro fit, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. This one's Velcro. This one has the more the what do you call that thing? Adjustable. Anyway, but not like the old trucker hats. But yeah, that's and the this is more of like a denim, almost like a denim material. A little bit different than denim, but it's similar. Almost like a cross between a denim and a canvas. Now, the one neat feature about this hat is the inside is actually fleece lined, so it's actually insulated. So it's like a regular cap, but like a winter version because it's insulated. But it isn't so insulated that it's like super hot like the rest of the year. I really could wear it all year if I wanted to, but I don't. I do occasionally wear it when I'm doing maybe working in the garage or outside, leaf blowing or snow blowing or things like that. It is a nice hat though, and it's really good shape because I haven't worn it a whole lot. I've definitely worn it a fair amount, but not as much as my other ones. It's a little bit piece of hair on it. It is a bit. I feel like it's a shorter hat. Like it doesn't come down as far. Like it's not as deep as my other hats, which seems weird for a insulated, like warmer hat. You would think it would be a little farther down, but still a nice hat. And then I have one that I pretty much wear for oftentimes about a week straight, probably once, sometimes twice a year. And I did wear it back right at the very beginning of the year, like first, second, third of the year. And I haven't worn it since, and probably will not wear it again this year because this is, I pretty much only wear this when I'm on vacation. Is my Mickey hat, the one and only, because I pretty much only wear this hat when I go to Disney. It is again a fitted hat. This is a much thinner material than any of my other hats. It is almost like similar to the material that maybe a pair of khaki shorts would be made of. Similar. I don't know what to call it, but anybody else hear that? I think a neighbor might be lighting fireworks off. Or shooting a gun. They do that a lot. But anyway, yeah, I only wear this when I go to Disney pretty much. And I actually got it at the Character Warehouse. I don't know how many of you know the Character Warehouse. And I don't know where there are many of them. The only one I know of is at a outlet mall in Orlando or Orlando area. I think something Vinelands or something like that. But anyway, I think there's actually two of them in the Orlando area, but the one in particular that we usually go to, what it is basically for those of you that don't know, is a outlet for Disney parks merch. Um, so when they have an oversupply of stuff, it ends up going to the Disney character warehouse and they sell it there. So there was apparently not a lot of people bought this hat. So there was a pile of these hats there. And they had other hats too. But this is the one I liked. It was regularly priced what it would have been in the park if you were to go into Disney World and buy it. It was either $24.95 or $24 to $28, somewhere in that range. I paid $7 for it. So that's, as I said, that's one of the, we go there almost every time we go down to Orlando area. We go to the Character Warehouse because they have wicked deals on lots of park merch that you might be interested in. Like for any of you that have been, those bubble ones, they light up and the kids turn them on and they sit there and spray bubbles. They're like $25 in the park. We bought one for our youngest daughter last time we were at Character Warehouse for $2.99. Same exact model. They were still selling them in the park. So, always a good place to go. I mean, you can find t-shirts for a couple bucks. All sorts of, stuff. Great place. Anyway, so that's my pretty much once a year hat. Once, twice a year. But as I said, I don't think we'll be going again this year, unfortunately, due to everything that's going on. And but I don't know, maybe this fall we'll see what happens. See how it all goes down. Got one more hat for now. This hat was given to me by another ASMR creator. Years ago, we did a Secret Santa swap thingy, and this person sent me a little box full of all sorts of stuff, and this is one of the items in it. Now, I don't think that person does ASMR anymore, does videos anymore. Not that I've seen in a very long time anyway. I don't know where he went. But, pretty sure his name was Badger ASMR. If you're out there, hey man, make some more videos. He also gave me some beard stuff and stuff. It was that I really liked, but now I can't buy it because he was from across the pond somewhere, and they don't sell it here in the U.S. So anyway, he sent this hat, a camouflage hat, and I like it. It's almost like a felty material. I don't know how to describe it. It's very, very soft, almost like a cross between. It's like a velvet almost. It's a very interesting feel. Anyway, it's nice hat. Velcro close on the back. The big feature, and you have seen this hat in videos. Because the one feature it has is this. So I can it's definitely useful. I mean, I can totally understand having a use for this. And actually, where I would wear this hat often would be if I was going camping. I used to have a little clip that it was curved. It would clip onto the brim of your hat. So when I was camping, I'd wear that, clip it on, and then get up to leave the fireplace or whatever, the fire pit, to go find the outhouse or whatever. You just click the little button. You got a flashlight. You can see where you're going, see what you need to see, or finding stuff in the tent, whatever. So this is the type of hat I'd be like, oh, that's my camping hat. But The other thing is, majority of the time now I carry a flashlight in my pocket all the time. So, but this is definitely super handy because you don't have to hold it. I'm constantly, doing the whole turn the light on, hold it out, see what you're doing. But so if you got hands free, it's definitely useful. Like, those headlamps that you got. I have a headlamp somewhere too. Put a headlamp on. Those work great for all sorts of things to do. When you need light, you need to be able to use your hands. But anyway, so I guess that's pretty much it. I hope you kind of enjoyed my little mini hat collection with a little bit of light in there. Now, here's something. Somebody asked me to do this the other day. Let me see if I can. Hold on just a second. Pull that off. Somebody mentioned in my fast light trigger video that if I took the light and put it in my hands like this, and no problem. Alright, I'm going to take my ring off because it's hitting my ring. Is that too fast? It's an interesting idea, so I wanted to try it. And let me know what you think. What I had to take off from it was the clip, so I could actually spin it. Like I said, I had to take my ring off because my ring was hitting the thing when I did. So if you like these videos with hats, I do have more hats. I think they're stuck away in my closet because I don't wear them. I don't interchange hats that often, but I have a ton of hats. Over the years, I collect a lot of hats. I used to change my hat more often. When I was in college, I had a lot of hats, and I didn't wear the same hat. Maybe not day to day, I didn't change it, but every couple days I'd grab a different hat. So I do have a ton of other hats. And they, I would say, have a progression of my interests over time to some extent. So anyway, so if you like hat videos, let me know in the comments and I can definitely do more. And if you know where to find a cool hat or whatever, send me links. Let me know where to find some cool hats. If anybody knows where to find another one of these Eaton camo hats, so I can replace this one, because it's definitely one of my all-time favorite hats. Like I said, this one I've been wearing almost every single day for 10 years. And the one before that was identical, and I wore that for, I think that one didn't make it as long. I think I only wore that one for maybe 4 or 5 years. But we built a house that took a beating on that hat. But yeah, if you know where to find any of these, that would be amazing. I'd definitely be willing to buy some of these from someone. Or if you have a company and you want to send me some hats, merch hats, show them off. Whatever. Send me links. Let me know. Let me know where to find a good hat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.